One of my favorite things to do is to introduce to you a golf destination that might not already be on your radar. To do that, we have come to the western side of Michigan and a beautiful resort with 2 championship courses, the newest edition of a 9-hole beautiful short course, and some lodging options unlike anything you've ever seen before. Today, my friends, we introduce you to Manistee National Golf and Resort, straight ahead.
Welcome to Michigan Golf Live Television, shining the spotlight on the best places to play, stay, and celebrate the greatest game on earth. Stay connected to Michigan Golf Live 24/7 on Facebook, X, Instagram, and our YouTube channel. And subscribe for free to our weekly FORE Golfers Network podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere podcasts are found.
Hello, friends, and welcome into the show. Bill Hobson here. We're glad to have you along, and we have a special treat for you today because it has been over 15 years since we first visited our featured destination, Manistee National Golf and Resort. So what's happened here over the course of the last couple of decades? Well, they've grown, they've improved, and they have added. Now, 2 championship 18-hole courses are accompanied by a spectacular new short course that will really put your iron game and your putter to the test, which is why I decided to start today's program on the practice putting green out in front of the inn. We've got a lot of ground to cover today that involves much more than just golf. So let's get started by introducing you to the first of those 2 18-hole championship courses as we head out to the Retreat.
So the Retreat is one of our 3 golf courses, and it's probably the most popular. It's the original course here at Manistee National. The design is somewhat traditional. It's very beautiful and in very good shape. This course probably gets the most play. It's right by the clubhouse. It's got a real fair design. It's got a northern Michigan feel, but it also has some openings and fairway bunkers, some heather, things that are kind of appealing to the golfers. And it can be challenging if you get going, sideways, but it also is very playable, and if you get playing well, you can score out here pretty good.
The trees at Manistee National are not 90% air like we've heard of some other trees, right? They're real, they make noise, and there are a lot of them. So accuracy seems to be a premium on the Retreat.
Yeah, I would say that. We've taken out a lot of trees. We've added tee box, put in some bunkering where we did take out some trees. I think we've made it playable. I think we'll find a little bit of narrow play on some holes, but then you've got some bailouts on some other areas.
One of the things that I have noticed is that on the tee box, it can look like a very narrow opening, but in reality, the fairways are pretty generous. It could just be an optical illusion.
Yeah, I would say. If you're keeping it in play, I think you'll find you're giving yourself some good chances to hit the greens in regulation and maybe score.
It really winds us through some beautiful terrain. I mean, there's a little bit of everything on the Retreat. What's the strategy like on this course?
I think the strategy is, obviously you'd mentioned, you got to keep it in play and it's somewhat narrow, but there are areas where you can be aggressive. The par 5s are fair and fun and you can score on them, and the longer golfers can get there in 2. The par 3s, a lot of them have wetlands in play, which are scenic, but they're not really in play. They're just there for the aesthetics. So the strategy, I think pick your spots.
We haven't talked about the greens yet. Greens are beautiful, they are very smooth, they're pretty quick, and they've got some challenge to them. If you hit it in the wrong spot, you'll have your work cut out.
Yeah, the greens are fairly large here, which I like because it gives you a lot of options with your short game. They're big, so there are subtle breaks, but they're pretty fair.
Well, for those of you wondering, didn't those courses used to have different names? They did. It was Cutter's Ridge and Cant Hook Valley back in the day. And then when new ownership came in and the renovations took place, they became the Retreat and the Revenge. A bit later, Dennis will return to join me for a conversation and a tour of the Revenge, which already has me a little nervous. But in the middle, coming up next, we visit the brand new short course, which is spectacular to say the very least. Oh, and by the way, we're going to give you a little preview of the places you can stay when you come here to Manistee National Golf and Resort. All that comes up next. Welcome back into the show as we introduce you to the beautiful Manistee National Golf and Resort. We'll go back out to the golf course in just a moment and introduce you to their brand new short course here. But first, my guess is that some of you who are considering bringing a group here might be asking the question, "Oh, what kind of fun can we have when we're not golfing?" So if you'll indulge me for just a moment, I'm going to take you on a rapid fire look at some of that fun. For instance, if things didn't go all that well for you on the golf course, maybe you can win some of your skins money back. For those who have a little extra energy left and some basic motor skills you want to show off, a little round of ping pong here, a little tournament. Or we can slow things down and test your accuracy, your dexterity, and see if you can win at shuffleboard. Or we'll close things out here on the dartboard. Oh, that wasn't bad. That was fairly close. Closer than most of my iron shots, at least. If you're staying in one of the cottages here at Manistee National Golf and Resort, the entertainment options are pretty much endless, as is the hospitality they extend to every guest here, whether you're staying in the lodge or in one of the cottages. Let's take a look at that side of your visit to Manistee National.
Here at Manistee National, our culture is something that's very important to us. From the moment our guests walk in the door, we want them to feel like they're welcome and they're comfortable. We're very fortunate to have a lot of returning guests year after year, and we always look forward to seeing them, and we hope that they're just as excited to see us too.
Yeah, you've got buddies groups, you've got groups of ladies, you've got couples, you've got a little bit of everything, right?
We do, yeah. We've got a little bit of everything. You know, just as excited as we are to see our returning guests, we hope that new faces become, familiar faces as well.
There are a number of different options here for where you're going to stay when you do a couple overnights. The inn is the one that most people see.
So we have a 42-room inn, and renovations took place in 2020. So for those who haven't been here in the past 5 years, they're going to see a totally different place when they walk in the door. It's always exciting to see the guests returning for the first time since the remodel. We've got a variety of standard rooms and suites, continental breakfast in the morning, and with the remodel, we saw a need for a late night food option. So we actually added a late night Detroit style pizza.
So you don't have to go to bed hungry ever.
Never.
Some of your maybe larger groups are looking for a little bit different overnight experience.
Yes.
We are standing on the balcony of one of those options, and it is mind-blowingly impressive. Where are we, and what is the invitation for a group to come stay here?
This is our Maxwell Cottage. We opened this up in 2023, the spring 2023, and it sleeps 20 guests, all in a bed. And we've got 6 bathrooms.
Not in the same bed.
Not in the same bed, nope, individual beds. And it's been a great addition to the other 2 cottages that we have, the Jones and the Mackenzie, that are close by, which sleep 12 and 16 respectively.
Yeah, so with places like these, you've got game rooms in there with all sorts of activities. Of course, you've got big flat screen TVs, but you also still have the space that provides privacy, so you're not all in a big barracks. This home is one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen, and it's all for groups to come stay here.
Yeah, and we hope that when they come here, they feel at home too. So it's like us sharing our home with them.
Is it fair to say that Manistee National is sort of an underrated golf resort when it comes to where people think about going for golf getaways? This place is fantastic, and I don't know if it's on everybody's radar yet.
I think we're getting there. Our owners took over in 2019, and they have had a goal of updating and making this place better and better for our guests. And we also have a couple of pizza trucks. So we turned a 47 Ford into a pizza truck, and this is just the coolest thing. It's a wood fire pizza. You can grab a pizza on the turn or behind our hotel in the backyard when we do live music on Friday nights throughout the summer.
I think part of the definition of a great golf getaway is really good food, and here at Manistee National Golf and Resort, that is definitely part of the story. Happy to be joined by the executive chef, Brian Kissel, because really good food is, well, that's your world.
Well, we do a little bit of everything from casual, hot dogs, hamburgers, the basic staples, but we also have like the cottages sandwich, which is adopted from the Upper Peninsula. It's like a Italian staple from up there. We do brisket tacos. We smoke our own brisket. We do fish tacos, are really popular. And we do a braised short rib French dip, which is really good. And then we can step it up all the way. We do at night, we do fresh pastas. At night, we do steaks. We do an assortment of stuff to kind of get everybody's tastes. And we're always changing the menu weekly to do different features.
There is nobody better equipped to tell the story of the short course here at Manistee National than a guy who's been here 32 years. So, Joel Swanson, when you see this, what do you think?
Oh, it's just an amazing thing that we were able to do this. I've been here a long time, did the other two golf courses, you know, grew them in and stuff, and never thought I'd have a chance to get involved in another golf course. And right across the street, you know, when this thing happened, it's just a dream, and it's so much fun to do this kind of work.
The green complexes are fantastic, and if you happen to hit it in a part that you should not hit it, good luck. Now, you talk about the ultimate practice for your putter and your short game. This short course has a little bit of everything. If you think you're gonna just come away with a 7 birdie round, think again. So let's move on to the next hole. And Joel, I'd love to have you kind of walk us through the mindset of tee to green. As you look at the various elements, from the railroad ties to the natural shaping of the bunkers and then to the green complex, I don't know how many iterations you went through, but the final version is really cool.
Yeah, for me, I went to Sweden's Cove and saw that. And the way they did their thing down there was similar to this. There's lots of ways to get to the hole, and that's what we tried to do here.
The beauty of this also is that, I mean, yes, you can take a cart if you need to, but it's also, as we've been showing, really quite walkable. So as we come up here, though, we see a green with, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4 visible hole locations. But if you decided to go a little further left, you could hide it behind a tree. You can do about anything out here.
Yeah, it's a double green here, with the 6th hole going up on the other side. And there's a pin position kind of behind that tree. You could actually put the pin there for both holes if you wanted to. And there's all these undulations coming down, and it's my favorite green, actually.
What a great way to get your group over here to wind down a day. Maybe you've played 18, maybe you've played 36, and you've got a little more gas left in the tank. And you come over to this, and maybe you put a couple skins on the line, or maybe you're just having, maybe it's a 1 club challenge, right? Because the distances are 82, I think 140 was the longest that I saw. Is it still exciting for you to come out here and walk it?
Absolutely. The people I've talked to have been very, very happy with it.
Well, everything's right out in front of you. If you come away with a less than positive feedback, it's because you probably didn't hit your irons very straight, or maybe the putter was arguing with you throughout the day.
I think about it as coming in with the right attitude, that this is just for fun. And if I hit a bad shot and I run down a bank, it's so much fun to try to figure out how to get back there, back to the hole.
When you were describing to me the severity of the greens, I sort of had a picture in my mind. But as I stand here on the back of number 4 to a front hole location, I think I get it now. By the way, while this ball's rolling, and it's gonna roll for a long time, I know that one of the things that's important to you here is the number of different ways that you incorporated kind of reclaimed materials from other sites to kind of lend it that more authentic and maybe an older feel, right? So where does all that happen?
Well, as we built this, we purchased irrigation from the Oakland Hills, all those sprinklers that they tore out of theirs during their renovation. We bought those. We bought satellites from another golf course that was doing a renovation. We bought railroad ties. We made a bunch of signs out of old lumber, built our pump house out of an old torn down barn to make it look old, to get this different feel, this rustic feel that you see with the railroad ties in the bunkers and the heather and all, to get that complete feel.
You know, one thing I've noticed as we've walked this short course is you've not dropped the name of any recognizable course architect. How did this thing come about, and who is responsible for this layout?
Well, it's our owner. This is a side project that our owner did. and he's got a passion for golf, and he rented a bulldozer, never run one before, watched videos of how to run a bulldozer.
This was all done by a rookie operator?
Rookie operator. But he would start building a hole, and then he'd build a second hole. Then he'd build a third hole, and by that time he was a better operator than he was when he did the first hole. And he would go back and tear up the first hole and redo it, and then tear up the second hole and redo it. And it went on through the whole property. But every time that we had a change like that, it always got better.
So where does this short course fit into the golf experience for a guest here at the resort?
Well, we have a lot of golf groups of guys. They stay in the homes that we have, in the future homes that are being built up here, the cottages, and they play 36 holes a day and come over here in the evening and just have a good time. And sometimes they're in groups, large groups. Sometimes it's just a couple of guys or foursome, but I think it's a relaxing, fun round of golf. That fits in very well, I think.
This is an awesome experience, and if I were only given 2 hours to do some form of golf, I'd want to be right here on the short course. So hopefully when people see this for the first time, they think, oh, I want to do that too. This is beautiful. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. We're very happy with it.
Manistee National is a great piece of property. My Uncle Jerry did one of the 18s, which is always fun. And the original retreat course is also a very nice golf course. But it's the people. It's the people. It's just fun to come out and enjoy the round out here. The clubhouse, it's great food, great people in there. It's just great people all the way through. It's fun to be here. That's what's special. It's just fun.
We are standing on the new short course, which is spectacular in every possible way. What is the appeal of a short course these days? It seems like that's a very, very popular concept.
Short courses are just fun for family. Juniors, husband and wife, short on time during the lunch hour and you want to get quick 9 holes in, this is the place to do it.
Not a bad way to work on your iron game too.
It's a great way to work on irons and putters, and if you play the short course enough, you're definitely going to lower your handicap.
Well, we have gotten off to a great start showing you the beautiful retreat 18-hole course and then the stunning short course. I fell in love with that short course, but I also worked up quite an appetite. So before we take a break and come back to show you the Revenge, I thought I'd grab a light snack. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Could I have a light snack, please? Yeah. Something in the nutritional category. Beautiful. Oh, wonderful. Just a little something for energy. I'll grab something for the crew too. I want to remember the crew at all times, and they probably need one of these. We're back with more from Manistee National Golf and Resort. Next up, the Revenge after this. Welcome back into the show as we continue our time at the beautiful Manistee National Golf and Resort. You sort of caught me on my side hustle working at the pizza truck here. What a cool setup they have on a perfect evening with live music and all sorts of fun out there. We have one more golf course to show you in the moments ahead, and conveniently enough, it's the one listed on my t-shirt. Next up, the Revenge here at Manistee National Golf and Resort. Now, even the name is a bit imposing, so should I be afraid of the Revenge?
Well, if you see the black T markers, that may put a little bit of fear into you, as they are hatchets that are actually out there. But the Revenge can be a little more intimidating. Once you play it, I think people find that they get to where the landing areas are and how to play it a little bit better, and then it's not as hard. It's not quite as long as what it looks sometimes, but it can be more intimidating as, like I mentioned earlier, each hole kind of carves through the woods and wetlands. You don't see the other golfers. It's more of, a secluded experience.
Back in its original days, this course was Cutter's Ridge. The retreat was Cant Hook Valley. So for those of you who have a bit of history with Manistee National Golf and Resort, you may be thinking, what course is which? This was Cutter's Ridge. Let's go through a little hole by hole bit of fun. You and I have gotten out to play a selection of holes starting on number 3. What's the tee to green strategy on 3?
I think 3 is a fun hole. You've got a little room off the tee, but like most of the holes out here, if you get going sideways hard, you're going to be in trouble. But then you cross a little creek and come to a nice undulated green, slightly elevated. I think it's just a picturesque hole. You need a little length to get off the tee, and that brings a short iron into play.
We move right on to number 4, which is really a cool picture from the tee box.
4 is a fun par 5. Again, you have a little bit of room off the tee. Sometimes it doesn't always look that way, but as you come out of the teeing area, but it's open out there. Your second shot, if you are a long ball hitter, can bring a high, perhaps, attempt to get towards the green in 2. Well, there is some water left or marsh to the left. Usually people will play up to a short third shot, 50 to 100-yard range in a small green, and it does have 2 tiers, so there is a little bit of challenge once you get to the green.
You know, I've always wanted to be referred to as a long ball hitter.
Yes,
I can't quite get there.
I was thinking of you, but I was thinking going for it too.
You know, you were thinking of me when you were thinking of the swamp to the left of the green. Number 5.
5 is a hole that we did some work on a few years ago. There was a little bit of drainage and such, and we put a nice little berm in there and a bridge, which is really defined. Elevated tee shot, beautiful green, huge white pines that surround the green. I think it's one of my favorite holes on the course.
It's one of the characteristics of a lot of holes here on the Revenge is the framing of the pines around the greens, and it kind of sets up for good pictures and good golf.
Yeah, the original names of the course were derived from logging, and this is a rich logging history in this area and the national forest and all that. And the new names are, you know, as we go to the shows and do promotions and marketing and stuff, a little more memorable for the guests. But yeah, this is a forest, and you are in a forest when you're out on Revenge.
We're still in the forest when we play the 8th hole. What's number 8 like?
8 is elevated green par 3 with bunkers. Left, right, and long is not good, so you can miss it a little bit short, but the green is narrow. That's a good par 3. And tee shot, obviously you got to be up in there, and if you do hit a good tee shot, you got a good birdie chance.
There are some really pretty holes on the back 9 after you make that turn. What's number 11 all about?
11 is one of the prettiest holes out here. Again, kind of an elevated tee shot. You have to cross small marsh wetland area to get to the fairway, so the tee shot is a challenge here. You don't have a lot of landing area. Another very narrow, depth-wise green that can be very fast back to front, bunkered. So if you get off the tee, you're in a good position to hit the green in 2 in regulation, but it's really pretty, and at certain times of the year when different foliage is blooming and stuff, it can be the lavender and the different things can be very pretty on this hole.
We get near that home stretch of 16 and 17. There's some really memorable holes there. Number 16.
16 is maybe the funnest hole on this course. It's a straightaway par 5. It's got a little bit of, you know, opening, so after you play a few narrow holes, you can swing away on 16. And again, long ball hitters can get to the green in 2. There is a big swale in front of the green, a very deep green. There is some width in the fairway, so it's a hole where you can, you know, kind of feel free to swing away.
A little more margin for error.
A little more and it's a fun hole, and even if you don't get to the green in 2, the third shot approach is doable.
All right, number 17.
17, again, another elevated tee shot, a little trouble down the left, some wetlands to the right, but an elevated green. I think it sets up good for a tee shot. Once you get out in the fairway, I think it's a comfortable approach. Another green that's got some undulation on it. If you miss to the side, you could have a challenging chip shot, but I think it's a fun hole.
This golf experience at the resort, from retreat to Revenge to the short course, is really pretty special. I don't know if it gets enough attention as a golf destination. You must be awfully proud of Manistee National Golf and Resort as a whole.
Yeah, from the time that I started working here till now, it's amazing the transformation that this resort has made. Wherever we're at, people are starting to know that it is a destination, and you'll see from the rest of your stay, there's a lot of stuff to do. The lodging is great, the activities, the music, the pizza trucks, all those kind of accompany the great golf that we have. And with the addition of the par 3 short course, people can come here, park, and not go anywhere for several days and have a good time the whole time.
And they can even come here and see you for a lesson if things aren't
That's
going
right.
that well off the tee.
That's right, we can help that. We can help there too.
I thought it might be a good idea to end the show the same place we started because clearly my putting game needs a little more help. What a fantastic time we have had introducing all of you to the beautiful Manistee National Golf and Resort. The 18 holes on the Retreat, the 18 holes on the Revenge, and the new short course that I have fallen in love with. Now add to that list pizza trucks and the cottages. This is a place you need to come and see for yourself. You can't miss it. It's right along US 31, and it's time for you to bring your golf group, whatever the size, to Manistee National Golf and Resort. Thanks for watching. Hopefully, we'll see you here sometime down the road.